Hey everyone, this is like the fourth time of me trying to make this video and something just keeps happening and it's just not working out. And I'm definitely running out of time today. Um, I tried to make videos like the past couple of days when I had time, and I was really sick in one of them and like my brain's all scattered and it just wasn't worth it. And then a couple of other times I was trying to use this computer, and this computer, for some reason or another, is just refusing to record anything. So hopefully this time it will work. I just wanted to try to the best of my ability, go over with you guys everything that's been happening so far so that we can be all caught up and I don't have to make any more kind of like flashbacky type of videos, just so you guys can be all caught up with what's going on here at this place that I'm living in now. Um, I remember in the last video I told you guys about the very first big occurrence that happened here that made me start thinking something was going on. And previous to that point, I had been hearing, like footsteps and the clinking of glasses, and then that happened. And then since then, things have kind of like have been having a steady pace. I don't personally feel like anything has been escalating too much, but I guess thinking about it now, it kind of has. Um, so pretty much things happen a lot in the morning times when I'm getting ready for work and David has already gone to work. I've been getting a lot of mid shifts lately, so I get to kind of sleep in and then get ready, and then after I'm ready I come in here and I just kind of do my thing. And the house is normally very, very quiet up to a certain point, and then like everything kind of changes. The house honestly gets very noisy. Like I suddenly start to hear footsteps and shuffling and things being moved around, and the clinking of glass, um, and like the heavy feeling that something is in the hallway. Like I'll hear the footsteps in the hallway and I'll turn around and I'll look and there's nothing there, and I have the door open because I'm some sort of retard, and I guess I enjoy the feeling of something just staring me down from the hallway. I don't know. I don't close doors. Apparently I don't close doors even if I'm getting paranoid. And keep that in mind when I tell you one of my experiences later on. But sometimes I even feel like it's like in the room with me and it's like hovering right over my shoulder. Like I literally feel a difference. And then sometimes I can be in here and it will be like there's nothing. Like right now the house is very quiet, and the past couple of days it has been very quiet. There's been really nothing going on. I haven't seen anything and I haven't felt anything, and that's just how it has been lately, and that's really cool. But within like the first week of moving in here, it really was just the noises. And then within 3 weeks of moving in here, I started to see shadows and like stuff in my peripheral vision. Like and I could see the shadows and I could see flashes of light and stuff moving around. And most of the time, it was always in the hallway. That's like that's where the focal point is at. It's in the hallway, and things also started to turn on their own. Like I would be in the study and I would time for me to go to work, so I turn everything off. I turn everything off, and then I'll go to work, and then the next day I'll come in here and turn on my computer, and my speakers would be on, and I'm like, I know I turned off my speakers. It's like stuff like that, and like in the shadows and stuff like that. And then on the 29th of March, it was the day before David's birthday. I had a very early day that day at work, and the next day for his birthday I would have to work all day, so we were going to celebrate his birthday on the 29th instead of the 30th. And we were doing a special dinner for him, and we had to cook it, so we did all the prep work, and then it had to be cooked, so we put it in the oven, and we're like, well, while it's cooking we're going to go take a quick shower. And I went ahead of him, and I got into the shower while he was finishing up the prep work, sticking it in the oven. And he came in the shower with me. He was done before me because he doesn't have to shave everything. And so when I get out, I dry off, put on my clothes, and keep in mind, we keep all the doors open because that's just how we are here. Even, the bathroom door, because it's just us two. And I leave the bathroom and I come into the bedroom, and the bedroom door is closed. and I didn't close the door, and I'm like, well, why did Dave close the door? I mean, we just don't do that sort of thing here, and I just kind of thought that was really weird. So I asked him, like, why did you close the bedroom door? And he goes, well, when I went to take a shower, that door was already closed. So I just closed it back behind me. And I'm like, well, I didn't close the door, so why? I don't understand. And he just kind of blew it off at that point. And on the 3rd, we got a Blu-ray player. And sorry, the 3rd of April, just so you guys know. We got a Blu-ray player for David's birthday. His parents got him a Blu-ray player because we don't have one. We're so very old-timey here. And that's when, it was one night, we were watching a movie. He fell asleep, and I was finishing up the movie, and I got up, and I turned off the TV, I turned off the Blu-ray, and I went to go use the bathroom. And at that point, I guess I woke up David, and David had to use the bathroom too. So while I was leaving the bathroom, and he was kind of going into the bathroom, we passed by, and I noticed that the TV was turned back on, and had the big bright blue screen with the Blu-ray player thing, and the Blu-ray player was on, and the tray was open. And I know I turned it off because, if I had pressed the wrong button, the thing would have made a noise, it would have popped open with me still in the room. And I know David didn't turn it on because he was actually passing the TV while I was entering into the room. I would have seen him do it. I would have heard him turn the buttons on because it makes noise. And I didn't. And then on Easter Sunday, of all days, I started to notice that's when things escalated a bit, from having stuff occurring in the hallway mostly and stuff kind of turning on to actually something else. I woke up in the morning, I was trying to sleep in, and that never really happens. David is still sleeping next to me. I see him there. And I turn over and I try to get my phone and I try to turn it on and it's acting like it's dead, even though I know it's not. And I'm like fighting with the thing to turn it on so I can see what time it is. And it falls out of my hand and I lean over out of bed and I grab it. It turns on just fine this time and it's 7:05 in the morning. So much for sleeping in, but it's time to get up. So I turn over to wake up David and David's out of bed. And I realize that he's actually in the kitchen. He's making coffee, he's doing dishes, he's just doing his morning ritual thing. And apparently he has been up and out of bed 30 minutes prior to myself waking up at 7:05. And I know he was in the bed with me. Sunday happened to be our month anniversary. We have been together for 2 years and 8 months, almost 3 years now. And I have never, ever woken up to having mistaken David or anybody else for that matter still in bed with me. I have never, ever experienced that. And I have been in places where, events like that could happen. At my parents' house, it's extremely active, and I've never experienced that there. And so luckily, I have never experienced that again since, so that's nice. But also, later that day, we went over to his parents' house to have Easter lunch, and then we were really tired. Like I was actually getting sick that day, and so we went home around like 1 or something like that, and I spent the rest of the day in bed. And where I can sit and where I sleep in my bed, I can like see out into the living room and into the hallway, and like kind of like where the bar is at for the kitchen. I can like see that stretch of the house, and all day I could see. I figured like in my mind's eye that it was feet, just feet, like a misty figure walking, pacing in the hallway all day. That's just what I saw. Like I would be watching TV and then I could see that the thing was moving, and I'm like, okay. And then later that night, this was like I think around 9 o'clock at night. Like I just turned off the TV and it was like maybe 15 minutes, and I was about to fall asleep. David was already asleep, and then the dryer buzzer goes off, and we don't ever have the buzzer even on in the first place, and it just went off. And David didn't react, so I didn't react, but I was like, I'm gonna totally check that out tomorrow. And then the next day I told David about it, and David just nonchalantly like went and looked, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's on," and then he turned it off. But he didn't react any other than that, even though none of us turned it on. It's just the two of us. And then the next day, there was a lot of banging going on. David was gone. He went to work, and I had to deal with all the banging in the house. It's like I was in the study, and like everything always happens in the study. And then on the 7th, and at this point, I'm realizing every activity happens on an odd day. There was a lot of light flickerings, like when I would turn on the lights. If it happened to be like one of those chandeliers and have like different light bulbs in there, it would turn on like one at a time. And like the bathroom has two separate lights, so when you turn it on, like they would turn on one at a time, and they would flicker, and then they would make a lot of like noise, like they're about to blow. And it's never done that before, and it hasn't done that since. But that day, it was doing it a lot. And then this was in the morning, and so I was getting ready for work, of course. And I was kind of rushing at this point, and I had left the study. I had turned everything off and everything, and I had forgotten something. So I rushed back in here, and when I did, I saw this really large white misty apparition, kind of like where the armoire is at over here, kind of like off to the side up against the wall. And it kind of like rushed over towards the study, to the desk, and like my computer, and it just disappeared. And I was startled, and I just kind of stopped and I stared, and I was just waiting for something to happen, and nothing happened. So like after I kind of chilled out in my brain a little bit, I left the room, and I came back in the exact same way that I had did the first time to see if it was like a reflection or a matrixing of some sort on my eyes. Like I played tricks on myself, and nothing happened. There was no apparition. There was no reoccurrence. It was just the room. So I really don't know what that was either. But I think I startled whatever it was, I guess, because it thought like it had the room to itself, and then I just kind of barged in here like it thought that I was gone. And so like now I kind of talk out loud that I'm leaving the room, or I'm coming back into the room, or if I leave the house and then I go, oh crap, I forgot something and I have to come back in, I'll announce that I'm coming back in while I'm walking back in, because I don't want to surprise anything into like thinking that I'm kind of gone for the day, because I don't want to walk into something like I would sometimes do at my parents' house. Be like, okay guys, I'm coming in now, so please don't let me see you. I don't want to see you right now. So far that's what's been going on, but like I said, nothing has happened apparently since the 7th, and I think today's the 10th. Let me see today's the 10th, so nothing has happened since then, which is really nice, and hopefully kind of like things will just chill out since for the time being, I hope. But and I'm really sorry, this is really all scattered, but I do not have a lot of time. I'm going to upload this, and then I need to go to work. So thank you guys for bearing with me, and for the kind of time span of not updating, even though I told you guys I was going to update when I had the chance, and I kind of didn't really have a chance until just now. But thank you guys for bearing with me and for listening to all my occurrences. Now that we are up to date, I'll be able to tell you stuff as they happen and not stuff that happens in the past. And I gotta go now. Bye.